It's Takedown. Hello again, everybody. Scott Casper with you. We head back to Ames, Iowa. Iowa State's head coach Kevin Jackson has announced not just one addition, but two additions to his staff, one being Trent Paulson, the other being Angel Escobedo. He joins us now. Angel, how are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Good, buddy. I was so uh, tickled, I think was the great word, to know that you had made that visit, and then you made that relationship, and then you made the commitment to the Cyclone Wrestling Club to join the Cyclones and in your quest for world and Olympic gold.
Yeah, I mean, I took a couple visits out here since 2011. They've been trying to get me out here, and I've always liked it every time I came out here, and I think it all kind of fit together with the timing. Me getting engaged, my fiance going to school here at Iowa State, and and me having the opportunity to come on staff and also become part of the Cyclone Wrestling Club. So I think it all fell into place
They
at the right time.
During college, you're called an amateur athlete. Now you're called a professional athlete. Um, it's not a slam against the NCAA or anything, but I've always seen you guys as professional athletes. You have been one of those that's carried yourself in a professional manner as an athlete. I don't know if that was a conscious decision or something that was drilled into you as a kid. When you were raised, how did your family and coaches instill that in you?
I think when I was raised, my family kind of preached. They preach God first, and always be humble and just be thankful for the blessing that He gave us. In our talents, and I think He gave me the ability to wrestle, and I just take every day, one day at a time, and thinking that I'm blessed to continue to wrestle. It's a hard sport. You could get hurt. You could, end your career, and I'm here where I am, 27 years old, still doing what I love.
Yeah.
So I think I take that approach every day, just being blessed. God blessed me with this ability, and continuing to do what I love and having the opportunity to maybe one day win an Olympic gold medal.
When at Indiana, you earned three Big Ten championships, picked up 137 career victories while at Indiana, while as a Hoosier, and the national title in 2008. I mean, you're one of those guys that knows how to get it done. Is that an easy thing? I don't even want to say easy. Is it easier having done it? Is it easier to coach?
You know what? This year being my first time coaching, it's it's a difference. There's a big difference because it's one thing I want it, but it's another thing for a kid to want it. I can't instill what I want in them, so they have to want it also. So that's the difference of trying to reach out to kids and you know trying to relate to them on how to become a champion. Because I know how to do it, I've already done it, so they can't do it the same way I did it because we're a different person. So trying to relate to them how they're going to reach their goals and how they're going to achieve what they want to achieve is a big difference.
When John Smith first took over the Cowboy program early in the career, the Cowboys were struggling, and it was in part, and he admitted it. He was trying to force his style of wrestling on those athletes, and when recognizing the error in his ways, he said, "I looked at these kids for a reason. I'm going to start coaching them to their strengths as opposed to what I would like them to do," and I thought that was a very interesting statement. Obviously, it was correct. He changed his coaching style a bit. How do you see these kids coming in? They obviously have something that Kevin Jackson likes, that Paulson likes, etc. They obviously have strengths. Do you coach to their strengths, or do you share what you know and allow them to ingest it, as it were?
I think, I coach to their strengths. I see what each individual does well and try to, enhance it. And if I see, mistakes that they're doing throughout the year, then, I'll help them along that way. But I don't want to change them. I think they got to this point doing what they do best. And I think if we make them become world class in their technique of what they're doing best, I think that's going to get them to become, an NCAA champ, Big 12 champ, or whatever their goals are to be an All-American.
I've been an Escobedo fan for a number of years. I think you know that. You come to the Iowa State program from the Big Ten. Iowa State, obviously, in a different conference. Did you know of the tradition? Had you been following the Iowa State Cyclones and the fine tradition of not just athletes, but great coaches and great Olympians as well?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to follow it. When you think of wrestling, you think of Iowa. And Iowa State is, the state of Iowa is just big in wrestling. And then Iowa State, you have all these Olympians, the Olympic gold medalists. You have, all these national titles as a team. And I think the rich tradition, the fans that come out, the support system, it's hard not to follow it. If you're a wrestling fan, if you love wrestling, then you know who Iowa State is. And so my whole life, I knew who Iowa State was, and I know what they've accomplished, and I know all the greats that have come through here. And I think, I want to put my name on that board, become an Olympic champion, and instill that into that rich tradition.
And it is a rich tradition indeed. On the pro circuit, you had a fifth place finish at the 2013 World Championships as a member of the U.S. national team. Within that story, it was the fact that you notched the second highest finish among American grapplers, something I'm sure you're pretty proud of.
Yeah, I mean, there's a sense of being proud, and there's a sense of, kind of failing at what I wanted to do. I really wanted to go out there and get a medal. And, I was 1 point away in my bronze medal match. I lost by 1 point, and it hurt. It hurt. But it gave me that, that taste of the big stage, the big world stage. And, I want to go back and bring back a medal for the United States.
You've been on the road for him, with him now for 3 years. This is your third year, or going into your fourth, actually, right?
For
your professional tour.
Fourth year, yeah.
Yeah, fourth year. It's a long way from Griffith, Indiana, traveling around the world as you do. How do you handle travel?
I don't handle flights well, I'll tell you that. Yeah. I hate flying. But you know what, I like traveling the world. I do. I love going places and seeing other cultures love wrestling too. I think that's interesting to see how they, love wrestling. You would think some of these smaller countries, you're like, they know wrestling, but to them, wrestling is their number one sport. Like Iran, people are very surprised that Iran is so good in wrestling, but that's all they do. That's what they love. And I think seeing that, how the fans and the people are so supportive of wrestling, not only in Iran, but Russia, other countries like Kazakhstan, just places where you wouldn't even think wrestling would even exist.
Not only does it exist, but it's actually very, very strong over there. We're lucky to be on television over there, and I tell you what, in English, they're still watching the show for, if anything, to continue touching the sport. We're talking with Angel Escobedo, one of the newest members of the Iowa State staff, also part of the Cyclone Wrestling Club and its elite athletes. With the addition of Paulson and Angel Escobedo to the staff, the Cyclones are one, if not the only program in the NCAA with 4 former senior-level world team members. I think that says something about the future of the Cyclones and the Cyclone Wrestling Club. Angel, it's always good to talk to you, man. I know we're going to see you Saturday for the big radio program, but I'm looking forward to it. Are you looking forward to meeting more of the Cyclone fans at the big kickoff dinner?
Yeah, I sure am. I think that's going to be a great time for me to introduce myself and kind of see people face to face, and I hope to see a lot of people out there. I want to see more of the Cyclone wrestling base of fans and introduce myself and, kind of get it all started off.
I know the fans are out there eager to meet you. Will your fiancée be in attendance?
Yes, she will be. She will be.
She is now.
Yeah, right.
Angel,
will Scott Casper be there?
It's a good question. This weekend I'm actually working. I have television, so it's somewhere every week wherever there's a paycheck. I've got to kind of follow that. That's how you pay motorcycles, cars, and a living. But that's what we do. That's what we do. You know what? I'm going to see if I can squeak in at least a quick sandwich with you guys. But it's always fun. I love Iowa State wrestling fans. They're good people. Good people indeed. Angel, it's always great to talk to you. Anything that we haven't covered that you wanted to cover?
No, I think we got it all.
Because this is our first interview with you as a member of the Iowa State elite.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's
See,
hope
I'm wearing the shirt right here. See that?
You got that, man. Is that your only Iowa State shirt?
No, I got like 10 of them.
Wow. And then I have none. I have. Well, now wait a minute. Just coincidental.
Hey!
I have.
He has sweatpants on.
I have Coleman Scott's sweats on. Coleman Scott gave me these pants, and these are the only
Scott Coleman.
Did I say Coleman Scott? Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Scott Coleman. I mean, completely. Completely different size range there. I definitely could not wear Coleman Scott's pants, but these are big Scott Coleman's pants, so I'm lucky to have them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so good to talk to you, Angel, and we encourage you fans to check out Cyclones.com, also CycloneWrestlingClub.org. Make sure you check it out. Be a part of the future of this great program. As Kevin Jackson continues to build toward the future. It's good talking with you, Angel, in the new volunteer assistant role. Good job out of you today.
Thanks. Good talking to you.
Good talking with you, too. I'm Scott Casper. He's Angel Escobedo, and thanks for watching.